Wow. Okay.
Which one we at?
We're up to Torah Lamed. Ois Hey.
Is hey, perfect. Initiation?
Yeah. So the Rebbe was talking about connecting our Seichel Tachton to the Seichel Elyon, our consciousness with unified consciousness, with the all consciousness, right? We have our own thoughts, our own Seichel, our own everything. And we're talking about connecting our Seichel Tachton with the unified consciousness, with the all-knowing consciousness, with the Seichel Elyon, which is the everything. And the Rebbe said, in order to start with that, we need a Rebbe that could really, really, really bring it down to the lowest level, to give us Meshulam and build it up on the lowest level and give us, if you could understand this, so the Rebbe was saying, like, for instance, the eye, right? We have the pupil of the eye, the tiniest thing that can see for miles and miles, even though it's the tiniest thing. The same thing, the Seichel Tachten is like that tiny eye compared, that can take in so much knowledge from the Seichel Elyon, but it has to be mitzamtzim itself down to that tiny dot of the apple of the eye, of that, tiny, tiny dot, to be able to bring it all in. Same exact concept. So now he's talking about Mishi Yashle Oisa Chachma, somebody who has this Chachma, that is Zoicha to the Malchus of Kedusha of the Seichel Tachten. Malchus of Kedusha means the way I'm experiencing my life, I'm connected and I see that it's all perfect. Tzarech liyos liros lahamshul chiyas. Now that you have this knowledge, now that you know, now that you have this connectedness, now that you have this Seichel Tachten, you have to draw into it chiyas.
Chiyas like life?
We're going to get lahachiyas hachachmatata, to liven up the entire, to give life force to this lower consciousness. Everybody, based on the level of consciousness that they're experiencing, needs to draw life force into it. Comparably, on a sliding scale, based on the amount of lower intelligence that we're experiencing, that is how much we have to draw. And what does it mean to draw life force into our chachma? Who may oir hapanim? This idea that we draw life force into our chachma, into our consciousness, that comes through this idea of oir hapanim. What does oir hapanim mean? But oir pnei melech hachayim. When we're having a pnei mela relationship, a panim el panim relationship, a panim el panim relationship like we talked yesterday, means I can see you and you can see me. Meaning, I see that everything that's being communicated to me is for my good. Everything is the panim. Everything is the panim relationship means it's not a acher bacher relationship. It's not I'm being dragged along in this world and I have to get through my day today and whatever's going to happen to me I have to conquer and I have to get this competitor and this contract and this thing and that. And that's, the idea of I need to, right? It's an acher bacher relationship. But when there's a panim al panim relationship, everything is perfect. Everything, I understand why I'm married to this person. I understand why this is my shul. I understand why everything is working out. Oh, thank you for this, thank you for that. That's a panim al panim. When the pnei hamelech, when you can see the face, when you understand that everything that happens is for us. We don't fight anything. We reject nothing. That's a panim al panim. That's when there's clarity. There's days we come in here and everything's falling apart, right? Everything's falling apart. That's not a panim al panim. You're not having that relationship of that face-to-face relationship. Ba'oir pnei melachayim. Ba'alkein. Tzrichen lahalas is ha-malchus. And when we say malchus, it always means who's the boss in me? What is the malchus? What is the kingship within me? The Rebbe is going into this whole concept now of Shalosh Regalim. What is the concept of the light of the Shalosh Regalim? The light of the Shalosh Regalim.
What does tata mean?
Lower. the lower level. What does it mean that the Oir Hapanim shines? This energy of the face-to-face relationship shines strong during the Shalosh Regalim, Sukkot, Pesach, and Shavuos. What does that mean? Ki ikar Oir Hapanim hu?
Simcha.
Simcha. Simcha. Ikar Oir Hapanim is Simcha. Kamashakasav Lev Sameach Yetiv Panim. When somebody's happy, you see it on his face. When his face is shining, you know he's happy. And the ikar is simcha. The ikar is simcha, and we'll come back to what all of this means. Hu min ha-mitzvahs. How do we tap into true simcha? Because really, what is simcha? Simcha means, I overheard Penny say earlier, Ein simcha ka'ataras ha-sveikas. Right? There's no simcha like ataras ha-sveikas.
Ataras ha-sveikas.
Means when you remove doubt. When I'm going back and forth in my mind about something and I don't know what to do, and then all of a sudden clarity comes, I know what to do, whether it's forced on me, whether it's I figure it out, whatever the situation is, the back and forth in my head is over. There's no simcha ka'ataras ha-sveikas. The Rebbe is saying we have to tap into simcha, and simcha comes from mitzvahs. What does that mean? It means if we're going to use our value-based system to figure out what to do today, based on what I think is the right thing to do today. Hitler was a vegetarian, right? He also had a value-based system.
I didn't know that he was a vegetarian. Was he right?
Yeah. He also had a value-based system. Meaning, if you're going to leave it up to your own negiyas, everybody can have their own value-based system. And then I'm back and forth. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Right.
Mitzvahs comes from the second we wake up, the first Negelvasa, takes away all your sveikas. Takes away all your sveikas, what to do. What do I got to do now? What's my next move? What's the right thing? Mitzvahs, that's what it means, tzavsa. That's what it means, it's a connection. It keeps me connected a whole day. I'm plugged in a whole day because I know what to do next.
Well, the word commandment is the same word as connect.
What?
In Hebrew, the word commandment is the same word
Correct.
as connect.
Tzavsa, yeah, means to connect. Which means a mitzvah is the thing that's keeping us in our box. That's what gives me my value basis. I don't have to judge. I don't have to decide myself if it's okay to be with a goat or not. I know the Torah tells me you can't. I don't have to go back and forth. I know what's okay in my family values. I know what's okay in my business values. There's clear Shulchan Aruch, there's Mishnah Brura, and those things are the mitzvahs that gives us the simcha. The simcha we get, and I repeat for my brother Mishai all the time. He runs. I told you the other day. He runs a very large day camp, and very popular day camp in Lakewood, but gives the least rah-rah, least overnights, the least trips, the least this. He advertises none of that stuff, but he's the most popular. He goes, why? He says, because the work I do for the day camp is when they come in every day, there's 1,500 kids, they all know exactly what they're doing every minute of the day. I put up a chart every day. Bunk Aleph is playing Bunk Bay's football at 2 o'clock. Because when a kid comes in and sees that structure, they're happy. They come and they go and they're happy. And I don't need to give them rah-rah. People think you need to give kids rah-rah and excitement and they don't know what they're going to do next. And you think, no. People want structure. You give kids structure that come home calm. He says the funniest thing is he gets calls from parents, the weirdest calls. He goes, most of the times you'd think a head counselor wants to get a call. My kid came home in the best mood because I don't get those calls. My kid came home so calm and so happy and content. It's a different coming home. It's not, oh my God, we had the best, because you can't keep that up. You can't, that's not consistent. You can do that once or twice a summer. You can't do that every day. My goal is to send them home calm. And that's what simcha is. That's what simcha is. That's true simcha. Excitement is not simcha. Simcha means I'm good. I know my path. I know where I'm going. I have my mahalach. I'm good. And that's simcha. That's what it means, simcha of a mitzvah. When we attach to the simcha of the mitzvah, we're attaching to the mitzvah and saying, this is what gives me my freedom. This gives me my freedom to be, because I have my rules. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I don't have to do. Then we can go into why each mitzvah is each thing and all of that. We can go into each individual thing like that. But in general, what are mitzvahs? Mitzvahs are the things that keep us besimcha, because they remove the doubt. Because I don't have to use my value-based system to decide, is this right? Is this tzedakah? Is this not tzedakah? Open the Shulchan Aruch, you'll see if it's tzedakah or if it's not tzedakah. I don't have an opinion. I don't have to have an opinion. Meaning my opinion is I want to spread the light. I want to be good. How do I be good? How do I be good?
Yeah, Gana said earlier, though, one of these, I think, was that the mitzvahs, we gave it these limitations for us so that we can connect to the bigger brain with the little brain. It's
exactly.
Like they're not here to make you tell. It's there to give you that
clarity.
That clarity of like, what do I do? This is what you do. Make it little for you, and now you can get to the
beautiful. So like the first time I bought the first Rabbi Pinson book was Visualization and Imagery, which he goes into really, visualizing things, the Shemabayas and different things. He takes you on different meditations. And it was my first hello to the whole system. And I brought it back to him. First I had him inscribe it. And then I brought it back to him 2 weeks later. I said, take it back, because I said, can I return it to Amazon? Because I don't understand the word you're talking about. So he tells me, yeah, you probably should have started with the other book called Breathing and Quieting the Mind. He has another book. They go, start with that one, read that one, then come back to me and tell me how you're doing. And kachava. But it's exactly what you're saying. In order to get to the Seichel Elyon, you have to go through the Seichel Tachton. You have to be able to know you're doing the mitzvahs, the nitty gritty of the mitzvah. How big an esrog should be, how big a lulav should be. Every inch matters. Every sukkah, the first halacha in sukkah is sukkah shegavaya l'mayla masmama. Meaning the first thing is the size. It's limitation. The limitation of the mitzvah is the mitzvah.
But also, it's easier than to do the mitzvah, because it's like, oh, you want me to get an esrog that's yellow? Okay, awesome.
Exactly.
I get to go to the store and I know what I need to buy a yellow esrog. I should be happy.
Exactly. That is the simcha. That's what he's saying. The mitzvahs, the mitzvahs, the pikudim of Hashem, the mitzvahs of Yesharim are straight, meaning it's a value-based system that's yashar. I don't have to worry if my thing is yashar or not. Misamche leiv, and therefore it makes you happy. The ikr of simcha that comes from the mitzvahs, hu baleiv, is in your heart. Simcha is something in the heart. And the heart of the entire year, if the same way we have it in consciousness and in place and in time, everything has its thing. So if there's a heart in the body in space, there's a heart in the body of time. The same way in our bodies we have a heart in space, in this constricted dalaramas of my body. Time has a heart. Time, the heart of time is whatchamacallit, is the Shalosh Hagalah. V'haleiv shal kol hashana hem hashalosh hagalah. B'chinas ela mayadei havaya. Rashi Tevis imi. My mother. The Eile Mayadei Hashem, when it talks about, when the Torah starts talking about the Yom Tov, the Shalosh Hagalah, it starts off with Eile Mayadei Hashem, is Rashi Tevis imi, which means my mother. Kamavur aim labina. The idea of the mother to bina, which bina is liba. So he just took and went from simcha to leiv to ima to bina. He just took a quick trip down that. But the idea is bina again. Bina, the simcha of bina, there's chachma. Chachma means when you have a burst of inspiration. Oh my God, I had the best idea. That's not simcha. That's coming up, oh my God, I had the most exciting day. That's not bina. That's like he said, Bereshis bara Elokim. Bereshis, these ideas, is bara Elokim. It doesn't come from you. You don't have to work on it. They're bursts of inspiration that just come to you. Right? That's not simcha. That's, whoa. Simcha means when I take that burst of inspiration, I break it down and I say, okay, what am I going to do with this? Let me say, well, I had a great idea. Let me start this business. Okay. What do I need? Who do I need to hire? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? And I start breaking it down into the pieces and it starts making sense in the details. In the details, then I'm in the simcha. Again, when the details, and that's liba. Bina is in leiv. So again, so if bina is leiv, and leiv is where simcha is held, and the Yamim Tovim are the heart of the year, and the mitzvahs, that's why every yantav is full of mitzvahs. The only yantav that's not full of mitzvahs is Shavuos. But the most of the Yom Tov are full of mitzvahs and very detailed. The matzah and the maror and everything is super detailed mitzvahs. The chametz, the whole thing is super detailed mitzvahs. Because when you take this chachma and you break it down and you do the little things with it, the most minute. That's why the if you learn a Mishnah Brura because you want to tap into the mitzvah, then every detail is a machaya. But if you look at it, doing it because you have to, now every detail is a pain in the neck. You understand? We look at it. I used to have a word with my brother Charlie. Zanisht frimya. I got it because there was once a story that I'll never forget. There was a Lakewood bus, you're talking about 25 years ago, that got stuck in traffic on the way to Lakewood. And they were like 6 miles out of Lakewood and came in Shabbos. And a fight broke out on the bus. Everybody's calling the Rabbunim. Everybody on the bus has their rabbi. What to do? And I remember one guy, a friend of mine was on the bus, and he was repeating a story that the Hasidic guy got up and started screaming, "Zanisht from jetzt."
I'm not that from yet.
Don't be from now. Oh. So since then, in my house, we have Zanisht from jetzt.
Nice.
So there's the time. And I don't know the halacha there, it's not the point. But everybody has that thing, don't be from now because the fromness is going to hurt me. But when we understand that the fromness has nothing to do with that. It's not a limitation, it's a limitation and you're limiting down, yes, to the minute. People go crazy with the Shabbos thing. This second I'm chayiv kares and this second I'm not? Really? God's so like that?
I don't know.
Literally, or I flicked the switch like that. I'm chayiv misa because I flicked it because I went like this. Really, with one finger. So, hey, how about the guy who just killed Charlie Cook? Also, he did also was go like this.
Yeah, he's also
he did
like
this
the same way.
And all he did was this. He didn't do much. He just or you can go down to the bottom of a hospital and shut the circuit breaker, right? Also only did this. But you understand that sometimes you do this and it has an effect. Right? All I did was this. My whole thing, I didn't go around the whole hospital and kill every patient. But you went like this.
What you're selling?
So we understand now that sometimes we can go like this and it can have much greater impacts than we can technically see with whatever it is. Right?
Sometimes it's not even
exactly.
Any lessons, so you don't do.
This breaks then I'm going back to the company.
You're saying any essa that you don't do.
Any,
They know it.
Yeah, they know it.
True.
So God is in the details.
God is in the details. It's in the details. We get nervous from the details. We get nervous in the details of the frumkeit of the details. Let me check this hechsher. Is this a good hechsher? Is not a good hechsher? We get nervous from people that take it too far. But be'etzem, there's no such thing as taking it too far, really. If you're doing it for the thing of taking it too far, then you get stuck in the, like I say, you can go to IKEA and buy a beautiful dresser and pull out the manual and sit there with the chavrusa for 7 years handling the manual. Right? What, you think he means like this? Let me bring out another manual and see. Last time when we built it, he meant it like this, right? But you never got out of the manual to go actually build the thing. You can handle in the manual. So some people do halacha that way also. You can handle in the manual a whole life, but now go out and do it. Go out and be. build a dresser eventually, after you compared all the manuals exactly how to build it. You also have to go out and do it. You can't just, be stuck in doing it.
By the way, if you only do it when you finish the man, you're for sure gonna miss something.
Exactly,
As you
exactly,
go.
exactly. But that's what he's saying over here. Vasimcha.
Simcha is a result from.
Here goes. Vasimcha shall kol mitzvah she'osim b'chal hashana. The simcha that we derive from the details of every mitzvah that we do throughout the whole year, hu miskabetz al alev, that all gathers into our heart, shehem hashalosh regalim, which is the shalosh regalim, which is the shalosh regalim is the heart of the year. Va'al kemhem yemei simcha. So all those mitzvahs that we do b'simcha a whole year goes into that bank account that opens on Yantiv. We're making deposits a whole year into that leiv, into that heart, that simcha shel mitzvah that we're doing. We're making those deposits into the heart that's gonna shine during the Shalosh Hagal. There's a certain simcha that's released in the energy of the world during the Chagim. And therefore, during the Shalosh Hagal, the face of Kaviyachal is shining with simcha. When the leiv is sameach, when the heart is happy, the face is shining. B'shvil zen it's tabinu shalosh pam b'shana yedel kol zechorcha es penei Hashem elekecha. What does it say by Shalosh Hagalim? Every Yid should come and see the face of Hashem elekecha. B'shvil lekabel or apanim, to receive that special light, that simcha that's embedded in the time of Yantiv, in the time of the Shalosh Hagalim, in the heart of the year that shines. We go up to Yerushalayim to be Mekabel Panim. We're approaching the face. The face is the lit up face, that smile. When somebody gives you that smile in the morning and you just light up from that smile. That's the face that we're going to. That's the simcha. There's a chiyuv in Gemara says that you should. There's a chiyuv for a person to go greet his Rebbe on Yantif, on the Shalosh Hagalim. Kedai lekabel, to receive from his Rebbe the Oir HaPanim, because to get that Oir HaPanim, the Hachis is Bechinas HaMalchus, and to liven up. And we said this is the simcha that plugs in our lower level of consciousness. When we do some mitzvahs b'simcha, that's the chayas, that's the moichin that they would call it. That's the thing. That's the energy force that gives it the plug-in. You can have a computer.
When you do the details of the mitzvah, then it'll bring you to the
Lahachias is bechinas hamalchus. V'zeh tzedek lefanav yahalech. This is the idea of the pasuk in Tehillim that says, tzedek will go before you. Tzedek malchusa kadisha. Tzedek is. I don't know if it was the speakers or somebody live. Tzedek malchusa kadisha. Tzedek is the idea of the Malchus HaKodesh, which is called Tzedek. This idea of what is the smile? What is the smile when somebody smiles? What's the energy behind the smile? Saying the energy behind the smile is this Tzedek, the righteousness. Whoa. Hainu. Pa'amav. His time, Vayasam Ladar, he will give to the pathway his times. What does Pa'amav mean? Haino Shalosh Pa'amim Bashana, the 3 times of year, Shal Yedayim, which is the Regalim, Mekablu Me'ar Apanim Canal, V'zebachin is Yesh V'Yisharim Eslenecha, where it says in Tehillim that the Yesharim will sit and bask in the face and the glory of your face. Yesharim, who are the Yesharim? Heim HaMitzvah, Heim Pekudei Hashem Yesharim Misam Chilev. What is the things that are Yesharim? What did we say? The things that keep our value-based system straight and doesn't let us bend from a true value-based system. It's Yashar. The Torah is Yashar. It's halachas. It's mitzvahs is the Yesharim, and when you follow Yesharim is Misam Chelev, Miyashvim, Me'idim, Mesadrim, Oirapanim Kanal. And when we follow the mitzvahs and we do it b'simcha, that gives us that clarity that everything I'm doing good. And that relieves the whole idea of any sveikus. And ein simcha kataras sveikus. When I don't have sveikus, when I don't have doubt is the hardest thing. When I don't know what to do, what my next step is, I don't know. There's an I don't know because I'm lost, or there's I don't know because I'm going to let it unfold, that I'm in the wonder of it all. There's both the same I don't know. But there's one, I'm trying to control it and I don't know what to do. Or there's, I don't know. I'm good. Ech sheyeh, because there's no me.
Which your mind explained, I think 2 weeks ago. There's something in your heart. Whatever, yeah, your start doesn't have to be nervous, to be something, but there's a place in you. I'm fine. I'm connected. Deep inside. Yeah, it looks nervous, everything, but you can see there's something. There's an aura inside that.
That's what it means when we say that every l'shem yichad, l'yachad shem yidkei bevavkei. The yidkei is tzeinai and the loy misparshi. Yidkei, the first yidkei, never gets separated. That's that piece that you're talking about deep inside, that no matter what's going on in my outside experience, my yidkei is always connected. My deepest knowing that I'll be okay, that the wave has already hit and I'm okay. That deep feeling of I know I'm supported by Hashem no matter what, that's the Yud-Kei. We struggle, and what Amalek did was Machasa the Vav-Kei, but in doubt. Amalek is doubt. Whenever we go into doubt, we're going into the covering of the Vav-Kei. That means the Vav-Kei isn't clear to me. The Vav is the drawing down of the life force, and the Hey is our experience as we're experiencing life right now sitting here. Is it connected to the Yud-Kei at all times? The Yud-Kei, that's my deepest part. Is it connected at all times? And that's when we make a mitzvah and we say, Liyachet Shem Yud-Kei Bevavkei, because a mitzvah, besimcha, means I'm doing this mitzvah by choice. The second you make a L'Shem Yichad, unless you're making l'shem yichud like you're making a blah, 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 blah. If you're a little bit, then blah, blah. But if you're thinking for 1 second what you're saying by l'shem yichud, means I'm doing this mitzvah by choice. And I'm doing it to connect my yidkai, my deep peace, where I know in my deepest heart that it is. And I'm doing this mitzvah by choice to be miyachad Hashem yidkai b'vavkai, so that when I go through my day, the yidkai should be live in my life a whole day. And that's just the basic understanding of the basic l'shem yichud k'tshebrichu shchinte. K'tshebrichu is that, shchinte is us down here. Connect the two. The whole day, that keeping that plugged in, to know that that deepest yidkai in me, that trayra and the mishpash, those two things, that's connected no matter what. There's nothing we can do to unplug that. There's nothing we can do. There's no Aveda in the world we can do to unplug that. There's nothing we can do to unplug the yidkai. That's connected no matter what. That's our deepest knowing. The problem is we have our deepest knowing, but then we have today to cover the bank. Right? So you have that delay, that disconnect, is the Amalek, the suffix. That's the covering of the Vavke. The more we can uncover that and connect our experiences all day to that deep knowing, that's the Shabricha Shchinte.
No, I'm okay, I don't know,
But. What's going on here?
You got some comments?
Oh man, we got a lot of comments going on. And we got a lot of hate.
Oh no. These people deny Christ.
Oh yes.
Oh, the guilty party.
Oh wow, how did we get there? We got a lot of hate.
1,500 kids. These people deny Christ.
I think it's Mayor.
You know, Jesus said in the end times the truth could be revealed, and I think the truth is coming out. One group that is supposedly God's people has turned away from God's truth.
So much love.
God equals money. Which year is this? Interesting. Acid House. Sounds like a very angry man.
Where are they streaming from?
You don't know. I don't know.
What's the line?
What is the what?
What are you streaming?
We're on YouTube. It's called neitzenergy. Never.